song during this live.
I've already spoken on this.
Oh, so what did you say?
I said if LeBron go live playing my album, I quit my
That's
job.
That's
I'm
what
done.
it is.
I'm walking out.
That's what it is.
That's all the sign you need. It's time
And
to
LeBron
go.
literally will play your album,
Like,
tag you, make sure everybody knows.
It's an A&R.
That's such
that's
a
all
look.
That's all it would take, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody of that influence. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Rihanna.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jay, LeBron.
People of that stratosphere, like, world, global talent,
Yeah.
if they talking about you, then
Rihanna had a thing where she was standing looking in the camera and it looked like diamonds were falling from her hair, whatever, and she was playing her Focus in the background before her was like a thing.
Popping, yeah.
And everybody below was like, you got a new song? What's this song? And her fans were in there like, this is her. But her stuff was blowing up at that point.
The craziest one to me was a Big Baby Drum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Beyonce blew him up.
Yeah, absolutely.
This dude, like, he talks about it a lot, but he's like, man, I was at home, arguing with my mama about getting a job. He was like, I was a regular, local, you know what I mean? And next thing you know, Beyonce does an Instagram video dancing to his record. And she didn't even tag him.
Oh, that's crazy.
Really?
And
The
that's
internet
what it is.
found
That's
him.
all
You know
it
what I
takes
mean? Like
is the
that. So
internet.
like I say, when you of that level,
Actually, and Beyonce not tagging you makes it even more. Because if he tags like, okay, we know it's probably pubbing, but people looking like, yo, what's the song? What's that song in the background? When people say, what's that song in the background of a film? What's that song at the end? We watch Ballers all the time. The end song for Ballers is I'm always Shazamming. Like Ballers, Insecure,
Shazam,
I'm like, let me go ahead and Shazam that. Let me figure out what's being played. And it's something. And you look it up, I'm like, oh, this song like 3 years old.
Exactly.
I just ain't heard it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game. That's why you always got to submit your music.
You really do, because Truth Hurts by Lizzo came out in 2017.
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
she catches fire, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, even with the whole Dwight thing, he caught on with Fatties, but he went back to go
listen
to he went back to Memoirs, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can happen. You know what I'm saying? At any time, people will go check out something and then have to go check out the whole catalog. So
I mean, it's good because y'all create like really solid music that is honestly timeless. I really got a question for you. How much TV and movies do you watch?
A lot.
It has to be, because you always have something for everything.
A lot.
How much TV you watch? A lot.
No, I mean, the intro to Fatty's food truck sets the tone, but it is one of those things where I'm like, you always have these great snippets, these great little sound bites where I'm like, oh, this is dope.
Sometimes it just all come together because, like, the TV be on while I'm creating. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes.
Boy, don't really be watching TV.
It just be playing in the background.
But you hear something and you want to put it on there.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, it comes together a lot with just, being in the vibe, being in the moment. Anytime you're doing an album with Pug or even an album, period, honestly, it's all about the vibe. You know what I'm saying? What you feeling at the time, right? So with the music, with the beats, with the samples, with anything, it's just a vibe. You know what I'm saying? That's what we was feeling right then, so we went with it. We didn't know it was going, people was going to feel it like that. You know what I mean?
No. It comes across as strong. It's one of those things where I'm like, okay, y'all are putting together like whole album. And I guess that's the thing when we talked about the artists, when we said like Hot Peas and Donnie when they did their joint.
Yeah, which is a classic.
Yeah, DeLorean when he's been doing it. Like you guys, Rob, when he did, Galactic Visions, y'all are putting together really complete albums at a time when not every artist is putting, when you have a lot of single-driven stuff.
Yeah.
You have a lot of,
I have these arguments.
Oh, okay.
Your album is so well put together, not even just the soundscapes. It's like, I mean, the covers, like the merch, it looks, everything is so professional on like a nationwide level, and y'all are doing this, I mean, so local. It's the dopest thing I've seen. Like Fatty's food truck.
Food truck.
Man, Fatty's food truck and Memoirs and Kids Dev is me and this man sitting down.
That's
amazing.
No
there's people, nothing involved in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, and that's kind of what it takes, though. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of artists, they need to just find somebody they can sit down with. You know what I'm saying? Like that part of the game is lost no more. The organized noise of it. You know what I mean? Like
now you were talking earlier too, where we were saying there are lyricists that might not know how to complete Biggie. I don't think it's Biggie without Puff, because Biggie, you see these stories where Biggie's like, I just wanted to rap for the whole hour, and Puff is like, yeah, but people want to dance.
I've done that.
Okay.
That shit is real. Yeah, that's what I mean though. As a lyricist, I look at the game as a lyricist. You know what I mean? Pug looks at the game a totally different way as a musician. So I need a nigga like him to say, nah, Fast, we stopping it right here. This is enough. You know what I'm saying? We gonna put a hook right here. And then you can come back and do whatever you want for about a couple more bars, and then we're gonna stop it again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just be rapping all willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of need that tap on the shoulder, So yeah, that's the game, man. Like I say, you need that producer, that engineer, whoever it may be. It could be a manager, whoever, that's gonna pull you to the side and say, hey, bro, that one ain't it.
Yeah.
So go say it differently, or I just don't like it. You know what I mean? And you need that honesty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because these are your children. These are your babies you writing. So everything is perfect to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Pug gets it and he like, so what that mean? So when you said, and you like, well, damn, I guess it don't make sense. Huh?
Now, what is that?
you know.
So a lot of times, what is that like when you have somebody, when you see a lot of lyricists that have been like, I've been doing this. I've been rapping. I know how to rap. You know how to make the music. So I don't come in there and tell you how to make music.
Nah,
you all come in here and tell me.
If you got that attitude, you won't be successful in music or in life.
Okay.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just being producible.
Yeah,
being
is that a
producible.
word, nigga?
No. I like that. Speak a little bit more to the mic though. Let's talk more about being producible, because I feel like. I mean, I know you've run across an artist that's got to be like, nah, man, I want to do it this way. There's got to be that battle in the studio sometimes.
Yeah, that's what makes the music good.
Okay.
Bring the emotion out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious, though. Hey, I'm not going to lie. Because boys be mad, man, and Pug don't be having it. So it's funny to see. Me personally, I like to feel like I'm coachable because I just don't argue. You know what I'm saying? If he say do it over, then he heard something I didn't, or I was, I'm fat, so I probably was breathing too hard or something. I just be thinking anything. So I just, I'm a perfectionist myself. So you know what I'm saying? I try to, just say fuck it, and sometimes a nigga knows best. You know what I'm saying? You got to know that.
Has that been also why it's been so easy to work together? So I think y'all have been able to put that work out so quickly, because it is one of those things where it's like not only is he skilled, but it's also. He not gonna put up a fight when I'm like, hey, how about you do it like this?
But see, he pushed me because Fat's the only artist I ever worked with that's done writing before I'm finished the beat.
Okay.
I'll be done too.
Okay.
Let him rap on it, then come back and mess with the beat.
Okay.
I've written like 3 songs to one song.
No wonder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, but it makes for better stuff because honestly, what I appreciate about Pug is the honesty, because when you get to a level to where I think people feel like now I may be about to make it, or they feel like I'm becoming someone. So the honesty is starting to fade, and you can see, like, you ask a nigga how you feel. Oh yeah, that shit was dope. It was that dope. I don't know about that though. It was alright. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So with Pug, Pug gonna be able to say, nah, don't do it like this, do it like that. That's cool, but let's try this. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. You kind of need that shit. And you kind of need a person to say, nah, man, this ain't, like I say, we forget as lyricists, we want to prove our lyrical point so much that we forget it got a jam.
Yeah.
Songs.
And you know what I'm saying? And you need a nigga there to remind you to come on out of that shit for a second.
Yeah.
And just listen to it as a jammer, and you will hear it yourself. Like, damn, he kind of right. It's just rapping. That's it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's not making a record. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, you need the yin and the yang. You need both. And I feel like that's why I tell, he'll tell you, I tell people all the time, you need either him or a nigga like him to be able to pull you out of your shit and make it a collective. You know what I mean? Make it everybody in the room agrees. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Motown, they had a whole assembly line of people that listen to records before they even put them out.
Yeah,
quality control.
We seen the docs, man. Like, you know, when Biggie and them was in there, it's a million niggas in the studio. They're not just there as entourage to smoke up the weed. Like, they there to give a final, this is it or this is not. And those particular people are honest people. Yeah. They'll say, man, you know, that second verse wasn't really, you know what I mean? Yeah. And niggas will have arguments in the lab. Like, nah, nigga, that's the coldest one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Pug can tell you all the time, I be ready to cut shit. I'm like, man, look, I don't like that one. That one ain't up to par, bro. Like, nigga, that's the hardest song on the album. Nigga, I'm not cutting shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had those arguments, you know.
So that's my thing. Okay, so what's the situation where you wanted to cut something and he's been like, nah, and you come back later and been like, you was right.
Which album? which one? Note to Self.
So you didn't want to, you wanted to cut Note to Self.
Because what I do is I'll jam the tape and I'll be like, man, this one sticks out like a sore thumb. And maybe people might not appreciate the way it sticks out. And then, you know, he'll say, nigga, that's the reason why we need it, because it sticks out. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And with Fatties, it was Fuck a Friend. It was Fuck a Friend.
Wow.
Yeah, because it sounded totally different from everything else. You know what I'm saying? It was damn near a pop record. So I was like, nigga, this is a street album. You got the pop record just sticking out there. And he like, nigga, this is going to be the one, nigga. And it was one of the ones, you know.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but like I said, for me, I think of it as a lyricist. So if you look at, you know, when I Note to Self, but the Fuck a Friend, it wasn't as lyrical as everything else. You know what I mean?
It's like Biggie when he's like, I don't want to rap over Juicy.
Yeah.
Like, he's like,
that's exactly what it is.
I don't like that song. Buff is like, nah, this is our song. Like,
yeah, that's exactly. And I guarantee you, he didn't feel it until it was mixed. Until it was finally done. And he's like, you know what?
That's where it all kind of comes together.
Yeah, you know. But for us, it's you know, for a nigga who overthinks everything, you can tell by the lyrics. That's just what he did, what I do. Yeah. For a nigga who overthinks everything, that's exactly what you're doing a lot of time with the music, and that's where you start slipping into the dark side when you start overthinking shit. Yeah. It's got to be a vibe. You know.
Now you also talked about, like, we're talking about overthinking because your lyrics are complex. Yeah. As a matter of fact, let's show. We got your Summer League Champs freestyle. Let's show a little bit of the Summer League Champs freestyle. We're gonna start like kind of into it already, but just to see some of the stuff you do, and then we're going to talk a little bit about freestyling just in general.
You gotta take a couple L's, you know that's short for lessons. I've been deemed the street prophet of the streets prophet. The streets watching, I speak it for those that seek knowledge. Yeah, I just am that I am. Carried the culture in my hand, the second print in the sand. They call me Fat Jesus. Oh, and that was just the genesis. Of course, my lyrics dark. I'ma shed the light for the wicked league. Every person feeling me really suffered it mentally. Made it hard to put their faith in Matthew, John, or Timothy. They finicky. See, I seen friends turn into frenemies, and I know I'm the shit to them. They'll never be shit to.
There's a lot of biblical stuff.
Yeah.
Two, there's just a lot. Like, listen to you in particular. There's a lot of knowledge. Like, you can't listen to it if you don't know like
certain shit.
Words. Like, if you don't have a high vocabulary.
I also want to point out you never heard that again. That's what I
No. So
that's the one in one.
We were gonna talk about
that's what I was telling you. Yeah, remember what I was saying.
We talked about earlier.
Like, that
Royce the 5'9" said, I'm not freestyling for y'all no more.
Fuck that.
So tell us why. Tell us what are your thoughts?
Because that's a perfect example. You hear that and you would want to hear that on a record so you can hear it all the time. But because it's there and it's got so many views and people have appreciated it so much, if I was to put it on the record, at least those thousands of people who've seen it already are going to know and say, you know, it doesn't mean the same.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's depreciated in value.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to monetize off of it.
Yeah.
So that's what Royce is saying. If I spit the shit for you in the radio booth or wherever, and then I go and put the same shit on the record, you're not going to appreciate it the same. It's not going to get what it would have got if it was just new coming out. You think about if I had spit every verse of Fatties and Memoirs at some radio station.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same effect anymore. So now I got to leave that there. You know what I'm saying? Or I could try to, you know, do something with it, but it's like, I remember that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's lost its shit. So I got to leave it there just for people to see. Be like, yo, this nigga's live. But that's it. I can't make money off that. It's on the
Absolutely.
Pugtunes beat, even though we did do the beat over. I mean,
Yeah.
Subdivision, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Fatty's Food Truck.
I was about to say, y'all definitely did the beat over. Y'all
most
definitely did the
I mean,
beat over.
that beat was that beat was already on Fatty's. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the only beat. I think it's the only beat you had on you.
Yeah, like
Yeah. So they needed a beat, so we was like, fuck it. You know, it is what
Yeah.
it is. But like I say, man, I'm not even a dude who wants to recreate that. So I just leave it there. But that's also why I stopped. Like,
So yeah, there was a point where you were pretty much going everywhere and freestyling.
yeah.
So if you were like anybody following like Houston rap, underground rap, any of that stuff, you would see these Bigg Fatts freestyles
Yeah.
popping up
Yeah.
all the time, and then they just stop. I would see the context every once in a while.
Yeah.
I saw those two,
And even
but
one of
then they
those are really
stopped.
it's promotion for an album. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
But yeah, like I'll put it to people like this. The freestyle stopped. 2 albums came out.
Yeah, yeah,
That's all in the same year.
yeah.
So that's
true.
the content that we're throwing away. That's the amount of content. You know what I'm saying? To where